welcome to No Name Podcast. Well, that's what it's called for now because I don't really know what to call it for. But I'm the host, Keyla Mendoza, and I'm here with our first guest. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, everybody. My name is Lucas Berg. All right, so what are we doing here?
Okay. I don't know. It's just, I want it to be like a conversation, but also learn more about you.
Cool.
And also, we're like going into a new year. So,
2025.
how do you feel about that?
About 2025?
Yeah. Like, when you think about 2025, what's the first thing that comes into mind?
Ambition.
Okay.
I want a lot of stuff to happen in
Yeah.
2025. I'm very determined and excited for certain things that are going to happen in 2025.
Okay.
Um,
I'm with that.
between a lot, like all aspects of life, certain aspects more than others, but certainly like I have a lot of goals I'm
That's good.
trying to hit. this
Time
year.
goals, short term, long term, both.
All of it. All of it.
Yeah.
You want me to
You can.
say them or?
You can. You if you want to.
I want to.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your goals for 2025?
All right. So we'll start in the most important aspect, which is
Okay.
the running, obviously.
Obviously.
And that is, uh, let's knock it out of the way first. I'm going sub 2 in the 8.
Yes.
happening.
Let's.
That's
You
happening.
first said it here.
That's gonna be quick too. It's gonna be the
Yes.
first race,
Mhm.
800 I do. I'm
Let's
freaking
go.
going
I
sub 2.
can't wait to see that.
It needs to happen.
It will
I was
happen.
201 last year in spring. It's
I
been
was-
long
I
overdue.
was there. I was like, oh, he's so
It's been long overdue. And honestly, sub 2 is now like too light of. I should be eyeing more like 158s, 157s possibly. But
you do look good this year.
yeah, I feel good. Just don't get sick anymore.
That's. I feel like that should be another goal
That's a
too.
big goal. Don't get sick once. But I want to break 2. I would love a nice little. See, I want to qualify for regionals in the mile, but that's a little ambitious.
Mhm.
It's a lot ambitious.
How far? I feel like
422 I need in the mile.
I feel like
I want some.
don't base it. Don't like say it's ambitious until you run your first mile.
True.
See
That's
how,
true.
See how far you are, and then be reasonable with how
Close.
close.
Yeah,
Okay,
I want a
yeah.
sub 425. Let's go with that.
Okay.
I want to be sub 425 in the mile, and I would love to be sub, hopefully 9 in the 3K. Although that's, I don't have a lot of races to do so, but I think I'm going to be in pretty darn good shape coming off my 3K. Just ran off no speed stuff in 9:31, which doesn't seem crazy now, but it could be a really good building block with no speed. So those are big running goals. I want to do all that kind of stuff. Come outdoor even more. I want to do big stuff. The big thing I told our coach this in
Mhm.
meeting today. I don't know who the audience for this podcast is, so I'm gonna assume that they don't know who Kelly is. But Kelly's our coach.
Yes.
And I told her this in the meeting, my meeting with her today, and that is I want to make that transition this year in outdoor and indoor and outdoor, to go from like, all right, I'm good-ish. I was decent for a freshman,
But be great.
but now I want to be a force. Now I want to be like
Okay.
that guy in the SUNYAC people
Yeah.
trying to be. I want to be a guy who makes regionals and competes at regionals. I want to take that step from being a good-ish runner, a decent runner, to an elite runner in, the sphere, the D3 specific Niagara region
Yeah.
sphere that we're in.
I feel like what you're trying to base it off is like, do you want to take winter season to have so people can be scared of you spring season
Yeah.
if you put it that
Yeah,
way.
yeah, yeah.
Like you want to be like, oh my god, if this kid is running this times right now, now imagine spring season.
Think about how we know, or certain people know, like, oh, this other kid from this other school. You know him because he's fast in his
Yeah.
times. I want to be a guy other schools are looking at me like, all right, well, Oneonta has Lucasburg.
Like, oh, Lucasburg is on this line.
Yeah,
I need to lock it.
yeah, that kind of thing.
I mean,
That's what I'm trying to be.
We all want to be there.
I know. So
And I
that's
know
I
you
think
can.
this year is the year.
Yeah.
This season, these couple seasons, barring any sickness, of course, is
Of course.
what could happen.
If
So
you
those
really-
are
If you really think about it, the only enemy you have is yourself.
That's very correct.
So
Very true.
as long as you beat that, you're unstoppable.
I would agree.
That's what I was thinking.
So those are my big running goals.
That's good.
And obviously like cross country is so far down. Even though it's 2025,
Yeah.
that's so far
But if
down
you
the
really think
line.
about it, time flies.
It does.
now.
It does.
Like too fast. Like
It
how
does.
we at the end of 2024, I feel like we just started 2025. It was just finishing our first semester in college as a freshman.
Yeah.
now we're finishing or going into our second semester of sophomore
Sophomores.
year.
Yeah.
That's
It's kind of crazy.
crazy.
It is crazy. But then, something I'm thinking about is you can't, that's going to happen. Time's going to fly. It's going to feel that way.
Yeah.
So, how do you attempt
How do you
to
make
be present?
how do you make every day a day to remember?
Yeah. Well, maybe every day doesn't have to be a day to remember in that sense of like it's got to be a crazy great day every time.
Yeah.
But if you can, I feel like I look back on my freshman year a little bit this way. Like a lot of the time, I can't remember certain things I did, but I can remember that I felt good
Okay.
doing them. Like maybe you take the whole month of like, I don't know, January, February last year, besides the races.
Yeah.
But in terms of like socializing and whatnot, like I remember the people I was generally around. I remember where I would generally be, but I couldn't tell you specifically right now what it is I was doing all the time.
Yeah.
But I can tell you that I generally was having a good vibe. I was having a good time, and I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, I feel like that's good too. I feel like how I see it, it's more like just making sure you have a story to tell.
Yeah.
Just making sure people know that. I mean, I don't know how to word this, but I know some people like are just like if you go home, let's say, or whatever, and they go home and they ask, "How was your fall semester?" Like the fact that they don't have a story to tell, it's kind of sad. Like I don't know. Instead of just standing all day in your dorm and repeating a cycle every day, just go out. I don't know.
So yeah. So that's 2025 running goals. Life goals.
Life.
I want to be a much better. So right now I work as an editor, videographer
Mm-hmm.
for Nikki Cass Media. Or I don't think it's called that anymore, but I know what it's called now. I don't know if it's common knowledge, so I won't even say it.
Okay.
But I work for Nikki Cass, and for those who don't know, he's an Instagram influencer, over many millions of followers across different platforms, and I'm one of like 4 employees. Here's the thing.
As you should.
Obviously, I'm so grateful. It's one of the best things that ever happened to me. All the things I'm learning, the things I'm able to do, it's a freaking blessing. I'm
Do you
so
wanna
happy, so grateful.
do you wanna know how do you wanna tell the people how you got there?
Yeah, I will.
Go
But
ahead.
don't let me forget my point, my goal.
Your goal, of course.
Okay. So how did I get there? Well, in high school, I knew I wanted to do sports, media, broadcasting kind of stuff, content creation.
Mm-hmm.
So I was going around on all these college tours for schools that had media programs and whatnot. But then I remember it, I was in the car ride home from whatever school I was visiting at the time, and I realized, I'm visiting these schools. What have I done? What actually have I actually done to make me qualified to even go into any of these programs?
Yeah.
I feel like I haven't done anything. So I had this idea. Our high school was called the Red Hawks. I was going into my senior year, and I'm like, you know what kind of thing I want to do? Let's just make a sports talk show or sports show at the school. I'm good. Was on really good terms. Still am on very good terms with my high school film teacher. My favorite teachers I ever had. She's great, Miss Vandermoss. Shout out Miss V.
As you should.
And I texted her. I was like, hey, I have this big idea. I want to do it. Let's do it. And she was like, great. And so thankfully she let this kind of just more or less be my senior year project for film.
That's really
I was in
good.
advanced film again because it's my favorite class of all time, and kind of contrary to other students, pretty much my project was just work on this every week.
That's
And
good.
it was my favorite thing I've ever done in school, favorite thing I've ever done video wise. It was amazing. We called it the Red Hawk Roundup. We would do a new guest, cover a new sport every week. We had so much fun. I wrote it, I would edit it, I would star in it.
So you were literally the project.
Yeah, it was me, and then my friend Nick shot it and did the lighting for it, and he's a beast. He's amazing. So, and then all my classmates would help me, whether it be I needed people, extras in the background or whatnot. It was awesome. And so after that, I was like, I know about this guy Nicky Cass. He went to Nyack. He graduated in 2018,
Oh, wow.
but he went to Nyack,
Okay.
and he's really blowing up, really big in the sports media world. And I was like, how cool would it be if I could get him on my show? Because not only is that a great guest to have, and maybe people will tune in, but it's a great connection.
That is a
It's
great.
a great networking connection. So we reached out. I DM'd him. He did not respond to my DM.
Wow.
Miss V reached out, and he responded to her DM.
Okay.
I think she reached out from the Nyack Schools Film and Video account.
Okay.
And
he
she
probably
said,
knew her, right?
I think so. I'm a little shaky on that. I don't know if he actually had her or not, but she seemed to know him. I don't know if he knew her. Maybe I shouldn't even say that. But he came in, so he said, yes, I would love to. We planned out a day. And my schedule, senior year of high school, was like off period, film, off period, lunch, off period. Like
no
I
way.
I barely had anything in my last semester of high school.
Good. Damn.
So he came in one day. I just got to more or less spend the whole day with him and film the show. It was the most ambitious show we had recorded. We had multiple segments, multiple things we were doing. Recording a whole wiffle ball game outside, me versus him. But he was the nicest guy, obviously. He was incredibly fun to work with and nice to everybody there and wanted to know about it, wanted to know what we were doing. And so as he was leaving, we had a great time filming. Everything went smoothly. As he was leaving, I was like, hey, you need an intern or something or whatnot.
I'm here.
And he was like, you know what, man? We'll be in touch.
Okay.
So he ended up emailing me. All right, here's what I think we can do. And so he sent me uncut footage that would eventually be turned into an Instagram reel of him just golfing at like the golfing range, because he does a series called Nikki Breaks 90 about golfing, which ended up becoming my whole freaking life.
Okay.
And I love it. And so he was like, hey, just turn this into a reel that tells a story. That's all you need to do. Turn this into a reel. It was 7 minutes of footage. Turn this into a 59-second reel.
Wow.
And just we'll see.
That's all.
We'll
he
go from
told
there.
you.
And I was like, shoot, I was nervous. So I studied some film. I looked at other things of his. And I was like, all right, I think I can do this. So I put it together. I sent it back to him. Little did I know, he had already posted his video of it, his version of it.
Okay.
And I looked, I'm like, oh my God, these are similar. Like, these look really similar. And he texted me back. He was like, dude, this is amazing. This is awesome. Did you look at mine?
Yeah.
Like, did you just copy? Like, I'm a little, like, I'm like, I promise I didn't. He's like,
Yeah.
if that's so.
I think that wasn't even your thought, right?
No.
You will never think he would just do that just to send it to you and then post his own.
Yeah. It was a test. And
It's a good test.
he was like, well, this is great. Let's work together. And the rest, as they say, would be history. Although I still got many years to go and multiple ladders
the
to
rest
climb.
Is like what
It's
is
ongoing.
It's ongoing, yeah.
So, and then from there on, I just, became a part-time employee, doing little filming stuff here and there. And then I ended up becoming the first full-time employee of Nikki Cast Media ever.
Okay.
With a lot of responsibilities, and worked a 9 to 5 over the summer in the first office. Since moved to a newer, better office that I will be working in this coming summer in this winter break. But that's how it all went down. So 2025, what do I want to do? Well, naturally, as I feel like you would expect, when working for a guy of this magnitude, who has this much of an audience, this much of a reach, multiple thousands, hundreds of thousands of people watching the videos that I edit and film, there's a little bit of imposter syndrome in there. I'm like, okay, I went from making little funny, stupidly thrown together sports talk shows from a high school that like 100 people watched to basically being this guy's editor, which he makes his livelihood on. So I'm wondering, do I got what it takes? And, he's always helped me with that. And I know, I'll say this firsthand, I know I'm not the greatest editor in the world, and he's told me
still learning.
He's told me as such, like, but the way he says it is like, you can hire a great editor who just does it because he wants the money and he's good at it. But you can hire somebody who has the passion and wants to learn and wants to get better, and you can teach that person. You can't teach the other person. You can teach this person. And so that's what I am. So I know I'm not the greatest yet, but I know I'm learning, and I want to take a big step forward in 2025 when it comes to learning how to be a much more professional-looking editor, how to take a massive step forward in terms of my production value for things that I want to make, and how to really kind of in certain ways surpass Nick in the ways that, you know, he's focusing on the business. He's focusing on a lot of other stuff. He's a very busy man.
Yeah.
Um, and so if I can be as big of a help to him by knowing so much about the production aspect of it, and I can learn about things that maybe he doesn't even know, think of how much more valuable I become.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to do. I want to be a much more valuable editor and videographer
I was
for
gonna
the company.
ask if you had the opportunity, because knowing him, like he has connections.
He does a lot.
He has a lot of friends probably
He does.
that have probably, I'm not saying maybe equal or bigger platform than him. If you got
Bunch of them. Yeah.
if you get the opportunity to work with one of those,
Right.
would you take it?
You're
Or-
talking.
Or will you like wait until you get better and then take that opportunity?
We're talking leaving.
Maybe not leaving, but having another project by his side.
Yeah. I mean, I'll say this outright. I love the opportunity that he's presented me, and everything that's come with it. It's not my total end goal.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, at some point, I want to have my own thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Like we all start with like at the bottom, working with someone.
well, this is not the bottom though. Like, this is a great.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
I mean, I feel like your bottom was the high school thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So now you're like, okay, the ground has been
The
built.
ground was built. I just skipped a lot of steps
Yeah.
to go into being like.
You went from like the ground to the first floor already.
I would say that I skipped the first, second, and third floors.
Oh wow.
Because this is like, you don't just like, you can get jobs for like a media company that like makes videos for random things that are seen by barely any people. But the fact that I immediately went to a thriving and growing business company,
Yeah.
being the only guy at first and still the only guy in what I do,
Mhm.
is very lucky of me. So obviously it speaks to my character, which I don't take for granted, or
And
maybe
poten-
sometimes I
And
could,
potential.
and potential, which sometimes I do take for granted. So I always need to not humble myself, the opposite, I guess, gas myself up and being like,
I feel
if
like
I don't think I'm as good as I am,
be more confident of
Yeah.
what you can bring to the table.
yeah, because if I don't think I'm that great, sometimes
Then how
I gotta
other-
take a step back and like, no, if you weren't, you wouldn't have this.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
And also, if you don't have confidence in yourself, how other people are gonna
Be
have
confident in me.
Exactly.
100%.
Yep.
100%. So that's a big thing. I already know for a fact that some big things are happening
Okay.
this 2025 when it comes to that.
Okay.
I can't even reveal
It's okay.
what they are.
I'm
You'll see.
here for the surprises.
Yeah, you'll see as the year
I'm
unfolds.
here for the surprises. I can't wait.
When I'm running in certain places on Strava,
Okay.
that work takes me.
Okay. Maybe that should be
It'll just be really interesting.
okay.
So that's my work career
Life
oriented
goals?
goals.
Okay.
And
You haven't have you set any specific life goals? I feel like you're avoiding
that was the last thing I was
Okay.
going to get there.
Okay.
So, life goals. There's a lot, but the issue with life goals is that they're also like a lot more vague. They're
Okay.
harder to be concrete. Like, you can say in track, I want to be a sub 4 25 miler. I want
Yeah.
to be sub 2. In life, I can't be like, I want to be 25% happier. Like, you know,
Yeah.
which it sounds like something I would say.
I want to be 75%
Yeah.
better than I was last year.
Yeah, which, you know, if you really want to find a way to quantify that, go be my guest. But even me, numbers guy, there's some things that maybe shouldn't be quantified, and that's probably one
I
of them.
agree.
But, and I love quantifying things, trust me, you know this. I love ranking things.
Yes.
But
literally.
Life goals. Well, a big one I've been talking to a lot of people about is I would like to get better at flat out meeting people, meeting new people. We're in college.
Okay.
We're in the easiest time of our life to meet new people.
That's true.
It's never going to get easier than this.
It's not. Like, there's
24/7.
people around you 24/7.
So
So
theoretically,
meeting new friends.
there should be new friends and new avenues to pursue all the time. It's just hard when you kind of freshman, you get into your little box.
Yeah.
Sophomore year, you kind of solidify your box. And then junior year, you're off campus.
And you get too comfortable and you're like, I don't really want to try no more.
Exactly. So the question is, how can I take this second semester of sophomore year and really try to hone in and learn just how to do new things that I'm comfortable with? And there's a difference between going outside of your comfort zone in a good way and going outside of your comfort zone in a bad way.
I agree.
And I think I've learned that lesson.
That's good. Wow, a lesson,
I think we've
has been learned.
I think we know what I'm referring to when I say out of my comfort zone in a bad way.
I definitely do.
You know, in terms of parties, let's say, I realize that is
it's not for you.
it is out of comfort level in a bad way. That's not the kind of thing. I was talking to my good friend Jesse Woodhouse, shout out Jesse Woodhouse, and others about this, that there's a difference between forcing yourself to do something because it's good for you, or maybe forcing yourself to do something thinking it's good for you, but it's actually not.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of thing that there's no reason for me to try to like it. I know I don't. I know I'm not comfortable with it.
And that's
There's no benefits there.
Yeah.
But now we talk about actual out of my comfort zone in a good way. Maybe going to a club that I hadn't gone to, that I'm nervous to go to because I don't know anyone.
Okay.
Why not go to it if I'm interested in the thing?
Yeah. True.
Like, one thing I would love to do the next semester is, like, I've been really looking into if it's as cool as I think it is, which I don't know if it is, but like the radio station here. I love audio stuff, as we can tell.
Yeah.
I love audio stuff. I love music. And I feel like having my own radio show where I can play and talk about music would kind of be perfect for me. It'd be a great thing to do. It'd be a thing that would kind of give me another off switch outside of running.
Yeah.
And it'd be a lot of new people to meet.
True.
But what's stopping me from it? I don't know anyone in the radio program at all. And so, knowing me, I would just be, hold on, and the timer is at my 8K PB. All right.
You know,
I don't know anyone there.
When you said this, when you say this
it's not going to be, I know, so yeah, whatever, it doesn't matter. It was at 27:10, guys. The timer was at 27:10. I run at 27:10 in the 8K.
Go.
Hopefully that gets outdated next. It will get outdated next.
2025, let's
in
go.
2025. I don't know anyone at the radio station. And it's like, obviously you could say right now, oh, it's so easy, just go up there if you really want to. But that's difficult.
I feel like it's the best thing, though.
I know.
Okay, hear me out with this. I feel like when you want to try something new, and obviously...
Are you saying me, Lucas Berg, or me in general? Like you in general?
Like, I'm speaking in general.
Okay.
When people want to try something new,
yeah,
the first thing that comes into mind is like, oh my God, like, I have no idea who these people are. I have no clue what these people are going to think of me or whatever. But if you think about this, that's probably the best thing ever. They don't know you. You can make a great impression first thing because they have no background of you.
True.
If you really think about it, a lot of places you go, oh my God, yeah, my friend goes there, but you already know someone that went there. So that means like someone probably knows of you. Someone probably already has an idea of you.
True.
So when you maybe they don't, it may not be you, but it is what they've been said about you. So.
But here's my issue, is that I'm really bad at, I feel, and I'm trying to get better, is new people, especially a group of new people, and I don't know anyone. I'm not going to be this right now. I'm going to be, hi, what's up? Hi, hello. I want to do a show. Uh-huh. And that's bad, but I can't, sometimes it's involuntary. A lot of times it's involuntary. Obviously, I wouldn't do that if I could help it.
Yeah. You know what? I can't even say anything because I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I literally, like, can't. Like, everybody's like, oh, my God, you're so outgoing. If I'm outgoing with you, it's because I'm probably comfortable.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, if I'm trust me, I'm, like, the most shyest person ever. Like, I hate group projects if I don't know the people in it. I really slack on participating in class because the attention towards me just freaks me out.
Right, yeah.
I suck at presenting in front of people because it's just too many eyes on me.
Yeah.
And like, as much as people, I'm like, it's so easy to meet new people, but it's like, you also don't know who you're meeting.
Exactly.
Like, you don't know if they're gonna treat you good. You don't know if they're gonna treat you bad. You don't know if they're gonna be nice to you. You don't know if they're gonna ignore you. Like, people are rude these days. Like, they actually don't know how to be nice to people or give the people the benefit of the doubt or anything. Like people can judge you just by the way you look nowadays. So it's definitely hard. I get what you mean, but I feel
Yeah.
like the fact that you have such passion into this, just think about this.
Yeah.
Those people in there probably had the same passions as you. So automatically there's already something to talk about.
True. And I can't imagine I would be the only new person
Exactly.
for the thing. Also, that's a very relatable topic and thing you just hit on. It's like so many people really shy when you first get to know them, but
Yeah.
then obviously they open up more.
Mhm.
It's just all a question of, you meet different people. Certain people are just get to that comfortable point much quicker than others.
Yeah.
We had a recruit on campus earlier this year.
Mhm.
I know it's a different dynamic, but like some recruits, like Brady last year,
Oh my
Brady's a
god.
member on the team. We thought he hated it. We really thought he
Shout out
hated it.
Brady.
And now Brady's like the most comfortable. Like I love Brady. He's like the most
He
comfortable.
tweaks all the time.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not. There's no like shyness to him.
It's funny to look back because I always try to bring this up to him. Like nobody thought you would come here.
He just looked
No,
very
everybody
uncomfortable.
thought that. Like I told the coach, I was like, I am so sorry, but we're not getting this kid.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
he just looked very uncomfortable. Like this was nasty scene. This his scene, and that's okay. Like, but the fact that he came here and now he's like such a different person, it's just
Mm-hmm.
crazy to look back at.
And then we had a recruit earlier this year where he was like, he got here, clicked with everyone immediately, was making jokes like
Yeah.
really quick, and he didn't come here. So
It's like we get
whatever.
the in and out type of thing.
Yeah. So, and so life goal, do things. I meet new people.
Meet new people.
Meet new people. Not to say that the people I have in my life right now aren't great. They're the best.
I feel like,
And
but
I have a
it's
lot
also,
of great people in my life.
yeah.
But
You want to say like you want to have another group to hang out with.
yeah,
and that's okay.
like even that I do. It's more so in the field that I'm in, and I have good friends in the field that I'm in. But I just want to do more things within it.
Yeah.
Like I know people in the media program here. I know them. But am I like doing media things with them?
No.
And that'll change next semester because what I'm really excited for is I'm taking all like production classes.
Oh.
I'm gonna make a lot of stuff.
Okay.
I'm making the Training Log podcast. Any fans listening to this, it's coming back. It's coming back with a vengeance.
Oh, is it?
But I want to do more projects. Obviously, so that's a goal.
That's
There's a
good.
goal for you right there. But so that's one. I would like to
Meet new people.
meet new people. Life goals.
What's life?
Yeah, what is? No, we're not getting into that right now.
Oh.
That's what I would ask everybody at the end of the Red Hawk Roundup. We'd have like, how's your season going? What are your expectations? What is happiness? Like I would
Oh,
hit them with
wow.
like the really
Like
tough
the-
questions at the end.
okay.
Yeah. Life goals. I have one.
Okay. Do you want to say it?
I don't know. Do I?
I feel like you should.
Let's see if I have a different one before I say that one.
Okay. It's funny how I can read your mind.
It's
love
not
that.
a difficult thing to read.
What is it called? We don't have no like visual screen right now for this one,
She gave me a look as soon as I said that.
which is funny.
Other life goals. I'm drawing a blank on the other ones.
I think it's meant for you to say it.
Look, I'm a sophomore in college now.
Hello, sophomore year.
Sophomore in college. I have, what's the most delicate way to put this? I don't have the best.
No, there's no need to explain your background.
Cool. I'm gonna explain anyway. I don't have the best riz. I don't have the best riz
There is,
background, and I understand it. I understand why. I'm a pretty intentionally awkward person
Very awkward, guys.
for comedic purposes, of course.
Yeah, of course, not intentionally.
Well, it's intentionally comedic. And maybe that wouldn't be the exact stereotype of a person that you would think would be a player, and you're right. And that's a good thing. And that's a good thing because I'm just waiting for the right person.
Mm.
Because
But that's what they all say.
oh, all right.
You really try to do this. You really try to do
Well,
this.
no, I mean let's be so for real.
Okay.
Like I don't know how to say this without being like quirky. One, I'm a very like quirky. The animatronics
Okay.
do get a bit quirky at night. Uh, I don't know. This is a weird thing to just be airing out on live television. Um,
Just say the word.
what's the word?
You want to find someone.
Sure. Oh, I thought that was implied. Yeah, I'd love to find someone in 2025. That'd be
There you
cool.
go. I feel like we all want that.
Who wouldn't?
We all want to find like our person. But
Yeah.
like it's also college, so
It's also college.
it's kind of difficult.
It's difficult. Well, it's easy and difficult at the same time.
And also this generation has kind of gotten
What's
Da-
the word?
downhill.
Well, yeah, it's a weird dynamic.
It's
I
very-
feel like
yeah.
with this generation, because it's like I've been thinking about it recently, and it's like how are you? So it's like you can meet. It's hard to meet people because it's like, oh, just go talk to that person. Why not? But then if you do, it's weird if you talk to them 'cause you don't know them and you're being stalkerish. But it's also, why don't you talk to that girl that you like? But also maybe she like it's a weird paradox.
I think
Um,
this generation has made meeting new people through the phone very
yeah,
like they'll rather text you
yeah,
than talk to you in person, even if you're like 10 feet away from them.
yeah,
They'll rather say, hey, you want to go out to eat, than walk up to you
and say, hey,
and
do you want
say,
to eat?
do you want to go out to eat?
Which
I feel like we
you know,
need
I
to
feel
stop
like if you're the type
normalizing
of
that.
person, which I feel like gives you a leg up if you're the person who has the confidence to walk up to someone and say you want to eat.
I mean, the thing
Is that confidence or is that weird?
I feel like it depends. Like, I'm a energy person.
Yeah.
I feel like, yes, it's a scary thing walking up to you because you don't know what they're going to say. You know what I mean? Like, you have no idea what they're going to say.
Right.
But if you really think about it, back in the day, there was barely any phones. What, you're going to flip your phone and, like, you couldn't really text. You can really only call.
Did you have a flip phone ever? I did. It was tough.
I had a
It was tough to text.
It was
Oh,
Samsung.
yeah.
Like I didn't have a phone until like 6th grade, and I will hide it because I was embarrassed because everybody was with their
Everybody
like
else had a phone.
an iPhone
Yeah.
and stuff, like
Yeah.
iPhone 3 or 4, and I had like a Samsung, LG, like
Yeah.
really like an old phone. So
Yeah.
I would rather be like, yeah, I have no phone than pulling it out there, you know.
Yeah.
But it's just looking back out the early 2000s. I don't know, when we were like very little, like it was so easy to talk to people. Like it was not weird to go up to someone and be like, "Hey, do you want to go out to eat?"
Yeah.
Like it was not weird.
That was the
But-
perception.
exactly. But now they make it weird.
Yeah.
With that when it shouldn't be weird.
Yeah.
When it's like okay, you know what I mean?
Now instead of blah blah blah, you want to eat, you want to do something. It's can I get your snap? Can I get your
Can I
snap,
get your
please?
Instagram?
Which is like,
Do
what are you
want-
gonna do with that? Honestly.
like that's what I'm saying. I feel like I don't know. That's another thing though. Like that's how many people get catfish.
Yeah.
Because if you really think about this, many like if you want to put it in the number wise, I feel like
Numbers.
65% of the people can text better than they can hold a conversation in person.
100% agree with you.
Like it kind of sucks how many people can't hold a conversation. Like I'm a very eye contact person.
Yeah.
And some people can't hold eye contact.
Yeah.
And it's not like, yes, eye contact can be intimidating and all that, but the fact that you're constantly on your phone and like you can't have a conversation with someone for like at least 30 minutes,
Yeah.
it's kind of like, dude, you need to get it.
Yeah. Think about the fact that, like, you know, let's say you just said everything you said to me just now in
Yeah.
a text.
How would that, like,
Theoretically,
yeah.
I don't have to respond to that for 30 minutes, and I could take all my time in the world. And that's why people have such a tough time holding it, because they don't have the amount of time in real person,
exactly.
in real life, to take their time to formulate their responses.
Yeah.
So, like, you just said what you said. I could be like,
like, it also gives them more time
speech bubbles.
to people to think. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
which is good to a degree.
yeah, like,
You want to you
hey,
don't want to
listen,
you don't
I'm
want
the
to
last
get
person that wants.
misconstrued.
Yeah, like I'm the last person that wants to get told something and like it's like surprise or whatever.
Right.
But at the same time, I feel like some things shouldn't be thought. You can't think about it too much because
Yeah.
when you think about it too much, you can make the situation worse.
Yeah, I've had a talk with Jesse recently where it's like sometimes when we get into little bitty arguments,
Yeah.
he'll he'll say something and I need my time sometimes. I really do.
Mhm.
Like I don't want to say the wrong thing.
Yeah.
So then I'll be quick and be like and then say the wrong thing and he's like, "Well, you just agree with me." And I'll be like, "But it's not what I meant to say." It's just it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
So, I agree with you in the sense that people really need to if people can learn
And it's not
to
only
go
just
up to
like,
people.
yes, texting is fine, but it's like if you really think about it, like I don't know if you do this, but when people text me on my phone, I read their text through their voice if I met them in person.
Yeah.
And sometimes the way that like I don't know if you can sense attitudes through text, but I can.
Depending on the person.
Yeah, depending on the person. They may not say it like that, but that's how I got it. So that's how's another way like conversations can be misconfused or like misunderstood and stuff because of how you thought they said it, but they meant it completely the opposite way.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's just another thing.
It's another thing. So,
Crazy.
all that to say,
Wait, where was he going with this? I have
we
no
were
idea.
saying it because I was complaining at like
Oh,
the
meeting
lack of
people.
how you can meet people,
Yeah.
especially in a for lack of. You know what? No, I'm refraining from using the word Riz because that's stupid, and I have to. There's got to be a better way.
Riz. Oh
There's got to
my
be a better way.
god. Wait, what was said before that?
What
Game was a game before Riz.
game?
Or
Yeah,
what was it?
That's what my mom says.
Game.
She says
Oh,
game,
he has a good game.
spitting game.
Skip. Mm. Spitting game.
Well, my mom doesn't say that. She just says game. But
But that was like.
player, you're a player.
But the thing
That's,
is, I don't know. When they say player, like you be around. That's how I get.
yeah,
player.
true. Yeah,
So I
that's
don't.
true.
I wouldn't. How
Okay.
did-
Well, point is, I was complaining about the fact that it's tough to approach things in a romantic way with like, and obviously, you're not fully intending on like romantic way with total strangers because you don't know the person at all.
Yeah.
But it's also like people say, just go and talk to that girl.
It's not as easy as.
It's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah. Because also like you may not know if that person has a
Exactly.
significant other
Exactly.
or like a serial killer. Like
Exactly.
you don't really like.
You know anything. You're
Everybody-
judging somebody off their
yeah.
looks in that case, which is also not a thing that our generation struggles with
Yeah.
as well.
I was had an assignment like it was for communications class where I had to go to a place and observe
Mm.
people. So I went and I went to like the busiest place where people like go to class. And I was just staring them like but from afar, like through a window.
Yeah.
And it's just funny how everybody you can see everybody's facial expressions.
Mm.
Everybody with headphones.
Yep.
Other people are arguing.
Yep.
It's just like so many people can go through so many things and you have no clue. Like
Yeah.
also during over Thanksgiving break, my cousin from Guatemala was here.
Mm.
So we went to the Empire State at night
Nice.
and stuff. It was very nice.
Cool.
The view was beautiful.
Mhm.
But I just took a moment. I was looking out and I'm like, wow, like the city always noises around.
Mm.
And then I was just looking and I'm like, the fact that someone can be having the best day of their lives.
Mm.
A baby can be born right now.
Mhm.
Or like someone can be going through a really tough time right now.
Yeah.
Like all those things just start through my head, like how like so many things happen at once and you have no idea what people go through unless you ask or like, observe or whatever.
Yeah. So, there you go.
There you go.
And obviously it might be a little uncomfortable to ask, like, how someone's doing
Yeah.
or what they're going through. And if they don't want to talk about it, that's
I know.
fine.
No, I feel like it's hard to like come up to people and ask them, "Are you okay?" or
Yeah.
something, because one, you don't want to seem like you're in their business.
Yeah.
Two, if they're not okay, what can you do? Like
Why would they want to talk about it?
exactly, like when people are going through something, and a lot of people you're like, "Are you okay?" but you know they're not okay. I feel like that question is like the wrong thing to
You're kind of
ask.
cornering them.
Yeah,
They don't want to say yes.
exactly. But it's like, you know, they're not okay.
Yeah.
So that question pisses me off. But it's like, what else can you say in that moment? You know,
Want to talk about it. Like, I don't know.
like, hey, I'm here for you. I
There's
don't
not a
know.
lot you can
Because
say.
a lot of things, like, it's so awkward when they be like, I'm not. So you're
Yeah,
like,
there's
oh.
people.
Because a lot of people are, all they hear is like, are you okay? Yes.
Yeah.
They're like, it's like their brain is like programmed to
Yeah.
hear yes. But when they say no, it's like, wait, this was not what I was supposed to
No,
hear.
I actually have to talk to this person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Especially if it's a person you're just asking for a courtesy that you don't know very well.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going? Not good.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
what's wrong?
Exactly. So it's like, it's hard.
Yeah,
But at the end of the day, as long as you try, that's all that matters.
exactly. It's where the heart's intent's at.
There you go.
Yeah,
Okay. I see that.
spitting game.
Should we like try to change verse into spitting game?
I don't really want to. I
I
think
feel like there's a better word for it.
we can be really chivalrous with it, like my romantic endeavors.
That's too long.
Okay,
Cause
well,
you're
I
not
tried.
saying that like Riz has. It's just so small.
Yeah, but it's so brain rot.
It's really bad. It's not. It's like.
Skibbity Riz, toilet, Ohio, got Livy done, rizzed up, baby Gronk.
What did you just say?
I said brain rot, and Riz goes right. I mean, Riz fit right in with that. So, I think we should maybe move on from that term.
Okay, works for me.
Um,
So
I don't know to what
any life other goals.
life goals. I may have covered it all. 2025
It's a big year.
is going into junior year of college, summer, and you never know, based on just other people's lives, how much more time you'll have to see your friends from home.
Yeah,
So, spend a lot of time with them.
for sure. I feel like we're at a point in life where you don't know what can happen tomorrow, in a week, in a month,
Yeah.
in through 6 months. So all you can do is just check up on someone you haven't checked up in a long time.
I had this weird realization
Oh,
the other day
okay.
where it's like sometimes things are so good or so bad in certain situations where I'm
Yeah.
like, things change a lot in life, but like I just can't see this specific thing changing. And then it changes the next day or like the next week or something.
Okay.
And I'm just like, wow, did I manifest that? And I'm not, you know me, I'm not a manifestation person,
Yeah.
but I'm like, whoa. Like the other day, I was thinking about, wow, like for reference, JR is one of my roommates. I was like, wow, like me and JR always get along. Like I don't think I've ever had like a fight with like I haven't like I really never have gotten into like an argument or like JR's never really made me angry. He's just a chill dude. And then that night he did something that pissed me off so much. Like got me so upset and like I was like, wow. I couldn't help but laugh and be like, wow, I can't believe I just thought of that this morning. And now he's like, I was trying to go to sleep and he would not stop rapping at the top of his lungs.
Oh my
I
god.
was just trying to like wind down
Yeah.
in the common room or in my room, and he's just like, yeah, I'm rapping, and then I can't a lot of words that I can't say on this podcast. So
Yeah.
it was loud and it was annoying, but I'm like, that's just funny. Like I was mad in the moment, but like in the morning, I was like, that's just funny that I was thinking about that. So
Okay. That's good. Well,
you got anything else for me?
yeah, one more thing.
Okay.
I need you to give a motivational speech to the people out there.
To all the listeners out there,
Yep.
I got you. Hello, listeners, audience, viewers? Question mark of the Keyla Mendoza unnamed podcast,
No name caught podcast.
the No Name Cop podcast. I understand that you're going through a really tough time right now, or you're going through a really good time right now. Whichever one you're going through, I want you to know one thing. It ends. All right? If you're going through a really good time, I'm sorry. You're going to go through a bad time soon. If you're going through a really bad time, guess what? Good times are on the horizons. But here's one thing you got to know is that has to happen, unfortunately, or fortunately. But you see my point? Things are going to happen to you that are going to change the way you're living right now. You can either hide from that, run from that, or you can accept that and face it head on. So you're going to be the person who's scared of change, or you're going to be the person that runs head first into change. Thank you very much.
Wow. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's Lucas Berg.
Thank you, everybody.
Well, thank you for coming.
No problem.
It was the first. You're the first one here,
Yes,
so
I am.
we'll see how this unfolds in the future. It was just something that I always wanted to do,
Yeah, it's fun.
and I love talking to people. So
Yeah, well, there you go.
we'll see where this goes.
Thank you for having me.
All right, thank you.